Following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, feeling good. Lewis, we have on the line, I believe, Tom Hugard. Trader Tom, are you there?
I am. Good morning, or good afternoon, as it is for you.
Good afternoon. Well, it's good morning for me. It's only 9 o'clock here. You know who Mr. October is, by any chance, Tom?
I do not know.
Okay, in baseball, that was Reggie Jackson. He hit 3 home runs in one game, 2 of them against one of my best buddies, Tommy John. But the question that I wanted to bring to your attention is today is June 28th, and you've been talking about this for weeks. And so I thought we'd start out with your chart number 5, which is the time period between 1997 and 2003, where we're looking at a 72-week cycle. Do you want me to just walk through these and let the folks see what you're looking at right here?
Sure. I mean, maybe you can show the charts because I can't actually see what you're doing, and then
sure.
I can
That's
sort of tell you what the theory behind it. This is you don't invent time cycles. You observe time cycles. You become the observer. Just like you don't invent a star, you're the one that discovers the star. And I simply sat and I did some work 2 decades ago in London at a trading desk, and I observed that there seemed to be a regular pattern of 500 calendar days between significant either tops or lows in the Dow Jones Index. And I showed it to the compliance officer, who was about as dry as a piece of chalk, and he said it must be a coincidence. And I said, well, maybe it is, but let's just see. The next turn is supposed to be in I think it was 10th of October 2002 from memory, and I think my date said it was being the 9th of October, and the bear market bottomed out on the 10th of October 2002. So I was pretty spruce with confidence that I had perhaps discovered something that no one else seemed to have discovered. And why this is working, I still don't know. But I also nailed the high in 2004, in February 2004, which was another 500 calendar days. But I think my 2 best calls was the high in 2007, which actually marked the top of the bull market in 2007, and then also the low to the week in 2009.
That's an amazing chart. I'm looking at it right now, and it just blows me away.
But I shouldn't really get credit for it because it's the time cycle that's doing the job. I'm merely the observer of the time cycle. But then the real coup de grace was probably the call to, and I went on your radio show well ahead of time, and I predicted or forecasted basis on this time cycle that we would see a high in the Dow Jones Index in February 2020, and it pretty much nailed it to the day. And so,
yes, it did.
Flush with confidence, ride the momentum, as it says. I am potentially predicting here that the 28th of June is exactly 500 calendar days from a major turn in the Dow Jones Index. So if there's any credibility to this time cycle, then this would be as good as any date that I can think of to nail the stock market high. Unfortunately, this time around, it seems to be a secondary high, and this is where the Dow Jones breaks, or this time around, it breaks the previous patterns, because the previous patterns have always been the absolute high of the market. But here in the Dow Jones, we actually saw a high a couple of weeks ago. Some, the usual caveats, but no one here will trade without a stop loss anyway. So I trust that you will make the information available to them, and then I guess they can judge for themselves what they think of it. But I am short the market.
Well, I know you are, and you shorted it at a pretty good time, as I recall this morning. I was watching what you were doing. Looking at that last chart, I mean, that just is truly amazing, the 72 weeks between high. And, Tom, you told us this a month ago, as I recall. I mean, it was really really spectacular to make this. Now, Tom, if you're wrong, this will be the last time we have you on the show,
Yes,
and we want to wish you the best luck.
I accept my fate.
You know, Tom, what's really funny is my friend Dennis Gartman was on CNBC on Friday, and he's been bearish for 2 months, and he threw in the towel on Friday. He says, look, I've never seen a market this bullish. This has to be a breakout to the upside. And when I saw that, and I saw it on his face, I just knew he was just totally frustrated. And I said, "Oh, Dennis," I said, "it would have been better just to not say anything than to say that." But he's probably right. Maybe it is a breakout to the upside, but so far today it isn't. Listen, I know you're really busy today, and I know you had to squeeze us in. So thank you for being with us, and we'll have you on maybe in a few weeks. And if this doesn't work, Tom, give us a call in 72 weeks, and maybe we can work something out.
Thank you so much, Larry, for the confidence.
I'm not too much worried about you, partner. Take it easy.
You too. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Tom. Tom Hugard, Trader Tom, folks, and he was looking at. Let's just take a look at what Trader Tom was looking at today, as we were watching some of these things unfold. We happened to be looking at this. It was happening so fast that you really didn't get an idea of what was going on until it was pretty much over. But if you were watching the difference in the discrepancy between what was happening to the Dow Jones Industrial Average and what was happening to the NASDAQ was up 100 points and the Dow Jones was down 100. I mean, I hadn't seen that in a long time. If you look at that, it was trading at 3360 and it dropped 300 points as the NASDAQ was going straight up. Boy, that is what Mr. Basil Chapman calls bifurcated, because, boy, that was really something amazing. I'm having a tremendous difficulty today, folks. Today's the last day for my little Toshiba here. It's been with me for 5.5 years, and it told me this morning he is retiring today, and I'm just barely hoping I get through this show so I can transfer some over. You might not be getting any videos from me today because of the fact that I'm trying to get this thing fixed, and hopefully I will. I should have it done by tomorrow with any luck at all. So that's just one of the things that it's happening right here. Now, remember, folks, when he's looking at this, he's giving an idea, and he's watching the market too. You know, he's watching the discrepancy between the Dow Jones and what was happening, and look what happened to the NASDAQ. You know, after the high was in on whatever that high was in the NASDAQ, the Dow dropped another 200 points. If we look at what happened over the last 5 trading days here in the E-mini S&P, you can see here the ABCD pattern, the old Benoit Mandelbrot pattern. We were measuring it to 42.73. Now, we hit 42.79.5 early last night, and it tested it again today. We backed off a little bit, so it hasn't really done anything. It's still trading around 271. So we'll see whether that's going on. Yes, I have a new Dell laptop. That's what I have. It's not new. I've had it for 9 months trying to put this thing together, but I love this Toshiba so much. It's been so good to me that it's going to be difficult. Fortunately, I have someone that's going to be able to help me. Now, I have done also something else, so we got a break coming up already, thank God, and then we will move on to a couple of these other things that we need to talk about. I want to talk about market reactions on 2 particular stocks that are in the news all the time, Apple and Tesla, because it's this is very important how the market reacts to news, and I wanted to bring that to your attention. Let's take a little break. 877-927-6648.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the opening call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave. Sign up for the opening call risk-free today.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500-plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I've put up the chart of Tesla here, and I wanted to remind ourselves that this market had some very, very bad news before the opening today, because all the Tesla cars sold in China had to be recalled for some type of a defect. You thought that would have pushed the stock lower, but it was supposed to go lower, which it started lower, and as you can see, it went right back up to that near that 700 level, because evidently the market still wants to go higher, and that's why. You'll notice now we've had two 61% retracements starting back in January. This is a 135 pattern, but if we close much above 700, this is going to be a breakout on the upside, especially with the fact that you have that gap that occurred last Wednesday, and then on the fact that you're breaking above the 61% retracement. You don't want to be short Tesla above $700 from my perspective anyway, just looking at it, because the market is handling very bearish news in a very, very strong way, and you can't fade that. There's no question about it. This leads us to one of the questions that I got over the weekend from a subscriber down in Louisiana. Faraday, Louisiana. The young man said to me, he said, you send these nice videos out and you always say in there, well, I don't know if this is going to happen. I don't know if this is going to happen. He said, that doesn't give me very much confidence in you, because if you don't know, well, Bubba, I said, I wanted to call him, but I didn't have his phone number. I sent him a video. I said, Bubba, let me explain to you about this. Nobody knows. Trust me, nobody knows. They think they know, but they don't. All I'm trying to tell you is that you got to be careful about what you think you know and what you don't know. The one thing that I do know is this, and I'm going to bring this up for the 35th time, but this is Benoit Mandelbrot's lightning bolt. He said this was the seed that makes all these things move. And guess what that seed is called the way we do it? It's called AB equals CD, and that I do know. And if I watch that, that's all I really need to know. When I add the numbers of the Fibonacci summation Mason sequence, and other numbers of sacred geometry, which are the square roots of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, then you have a pretty good idea. Now, tomorrow, folks, we do have Larry Williams will be on the air tomorrow on the 29th. He will be talking to us about gold, Bitcoin, and the market, and I think gold, Bitcoin, crude oil, and the overall market. Plus, he'll be able to answer any questions. He'll be on at the half hour tomorrow. On Wednesday, we will have none other than Tim Boss, Financial Cycles Weekly, and then on Thursday, on the 1st of July, we are going to have John Jameson will be on for the whole hour, talking to us about blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies from someone who's been involved with it since Bitcoin was $125 a share in 2011. So give us an idea of some of the things that are on there. Whether it's I'll let you folks decide. Like my favorite quote. It's over my pay grade. Well, it is. That's the way it is. No other way to look at it. Okay, so that's the main thing that we wanted to look at. So we've got Tesla out of the way, and I wanted to go back and we'll talk to Apple, because Apple is very, very close to the. Let's get it up here, folks. 1 second here, to the 78% level. Where is it? There we go. We're almost up to the 78% level at that 135.73 today. So we'll take a look at it here. So you'll see that's what we're watching up in here. Once we cleared 128, that was a sign that it was going higher. It was, it'd been there many times, and once we busted through that 382 at 128.60, the stop sign was gone. That's a go sign. And we just keep making ABCD markets all the way up, and now we're heading towards the 78% level. I don't know what the high in Apple has been today. This was done earlier. Has the high been 135.73 in Apple? Could someone give me a rough idea of what that is going on there? I'd like to have a pretty good idea. I have to make a comment here. They had a gentleman on Bloomberg today, 135.22. Thank you, Bo. A young man named Nick Carter from Golden Island Ventures. He's a cryptocurrency fellow. Very, very bright young man. Oh my God, he was incredibly well versed on what he was talking about. But I swear to God, I thought he was 13 years old. He was so young that I couldn't believe, and I was just so happy for him to be able to do something that he's really doing at such a young age. It's just really. I was envious, actually, that he was able to do the things that he was doing at such a young age. But very, very honest. He was very humble, and it was really a joy to watch this young man do this. I'm sure his parents were very, 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 very proud of him. So that's the main thing to look at here. Okay, now let's move on to a couple of things. One of the things that I do as an old-timer, folks, is I keep looking at the things that have worked for me through all the years. And one of the things I want to bring to your attention now here, you'll notice here, this is the open interest in the S&P 500 futures contract. You'll notice here back on June 14th, we had just about 3.2 million contracts outstanding. And now we have about just under 2.5 million. We've lost 750,000 players in the S&P 500 over the last 10 trading days. And folks, that used to be 2 weeks, actually. That used to be very, very bearish. Now, because things are different these days, maybe that's not going to be bearish. Who knows? Marshall, you said Portland's going to be 115 today? That can't be right. Portland, Oregon? Get out of here. Holy cow, my God, 115 there. Boy, that'll hurt that soybean crop. Unfortunately, they don't have soybeans in Portland. Oh, I'll have to give Dennis a call. He lives in, wow. Okay, Bo's saying, no, you don't go to the CFTC. Go to CME, Bo. You go to www.cme, tap on data, and then go to volume and open interest, and everything is there. It's just as simple as possible. They got great information. All the stuff you need is right there, and that's all you have to worry about is to keep that in. Okay, AC is air conditioning, Marshall. You don't know what that is because you live near the river, so you probably don't need it as much. All right, I posted the chart of the DAX on the weekly. I posted the chart of the FTSE on the weekly, and what I wanted to do now was I wanted to do them in a little bit shorter time frame, because this is what defines risk. And so you'll notice if you came in today thinking this might be something, you'll notice that we had this 15-minute 78% retracement spot on, and that was the high. I happened to be watching Tommy Hugard nailing that. He was selling that one, and he was also doing the FTSE, but he was also waiting for the one in the Dow Jones, which they lined up relatively well. So we'll put the one on the FTSE up here, and you'll see here it did a little bit differently, but the FTSE has been a much more bearish, than the DAX. The FTSE on the weekly chart has already made a top, considerable top long time ago, and now all it's doing is just rallying back. So that's really what you're watching. You want to sell the weakest. That's why today, when the Dow Jones was making that little Gartley, I mean, the only way you could have sold it is if you didn't look at the Nasdaq, because if you looked at the Nasdaq, here Bo's telling us the Nasdaq's making the high of the day today, and I think that's about when it's supposed to be doing. Let's take a look at this. We were supposed to be seeing a high towards the end of the day in the Nasdaq. Let's just take a look at it. 877-927-6648.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Tom O'Brien has just published his 1000th Gold Report. It's amazing to think that Tom has been writing his weekly Gold Report for almost 20 years. To celebrate the 1000th issue of Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, we've just launched a Tiger Dollar sale which runs for 2 weeks only through July 4th weekend. We've doubled all the Tiger Dollar bonuses, where you can now get up to a 40% bonus on your purchase. But that's not all. Inflation is here and the price of the Gold Report is going up after July 4th. Right now, you can lock in the Gold Report at the current pricing of $97 a month for as long as you remain a subscriber. This deal won't come around again. Get your Tiger Dollars today and apply them to the Gold Report before the price goes up on July 5th. Tiger Dollars never expire and are good for any TFNN newsletter or service as a great way to add savings. Head on over to the front page of TFNN.com for all the details and help us celebrate Tom O'Brien's 1000th Gold Report.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I had two questions about that open interest scan. What I did was I went in and I snagged it. This is what I look at when I go to the CME website. You just click on where it says data, equal volume, and open interest. Now, equity. I don't look at this every day. I only look at it when we're at new highs or new lows. Then I watch it. Then I see whether the open interest has been dropping. Because if open interest is dropping and prices are going higher, that's short covering. Okay? Now, all you have to do is you can see they've got volume by exchange, agriculture, energy. You can look at crude oil. You can look at the soybeans, corn. All the equities are in there. All the foreign exchange. Now, the foreign exchange ones I don't trust because that's less than 1% of the foreign exchange markets. That's done through the banks. You don't get that data, but the data we get for the FX is still pretty good for the CME. Then you have the interest rates and the metals. So I can check all of those, and I watch to see what's happening because you want to see where the players are coming in. That's all you have to do. Just go to CME Group. You'll see it right there. And then all you have to do is, like you can see the one on the left there, it says Bitcoin futures. We have 7,700 global open interest. Remember, this started in January of 2018 when Bitcoin was $20,000. And it was the tulip bulb of all tulip bulbs. I think we had 300 open interest the first week, and now we have close to 8,000. So you're talking about 8,000 when the thing's trading at 34,000. So it's not to be sniffed at. That's a lot of money. So we'll let John Jameson help us through some of this stuff as we come through these things here on. Bear with me here as we come through these. I'm just trying to keep my. You just can't believe how bad this computer. I mean, it's been doing really good up until early this morning, and it was telling me this is it. This is where I have to retire, and so I'm just trying to make it through. The David just posted the link. Thank you very much, David. It's a CME group, and you just go to CME group. I mean, they're very helpful people. Oh, my goodness, they're very good at what they do here. Now, folks, we live in interesting times, to say the least, but look where we are now and where we've been. I just want to bring this to your attention here to show you why these tech people have made such billions of dollars or trillions of dollars in cases, I guess. But you'll see how shows the difference in the FANG shares versus the share of the S&P 500. And look at the earnings. And see the revenue. Look at the difference between earnings and revenues. We haven't seen a discrepancy like this in a very, very long time. You know, everybody's betting on the future, which they should. Future's a good thing to bet on. Then you'll notice the market cap of the FANG stocks versus the S&P 500 and the other stocks in the S&P. These are different markets. That's why when you watch these FANG stocks, you got to look at each one of them separately. A perfect example is Tesla today. I was thinking the fact that we hit that 61% retracement at 690 on Friday was going to be it. And with the bad news coming out, it was $30 or $40 lower in the pre-market. And look where it is now. It makes new highs. So you have to let the market, if the market's giving you information, pay close attention to it, folks, because the market knows more than you know. That's the main thing. And if you start fighting it, that's not a good thing to do. You don't want to be a fighter. You want to be a lover, not a fighter, as they say in the old Italian manual of high school freshman class 101. All right. Now, one other person had a question, and that's about the Federal Reserve. We'll try to have Shane on next week, along with Stan Harley. That'll be sometimes in the second week in July. We'll have those guys on. But right now, we've got a full week this week, and we'll be covering it pretty good. Now, let's take a look here. Look at the Fed's balance sheet, folks, where we are. And they can print money for as long as they want, but we're at levels that we haven't seen in the last few years. Look where we were in 2007 when they started we had that first big sell-off in the COVID stuff. And now what they're doing, folks, is they're bringing in this COVID thing, I believe, is here to stay. The way these countries are acting, Hong Kong is now not allowing people from the UK to fly to Hong Kong. I mean, because of the variant. Okay, now this starts. Australia's already blocked most of the people out of the way, but we have to learn to live with it. That's the only thing we can do. Look, it only killed. I hate to say that, but only 3 million people lost their lives because of the COVID, folks. little over, let's say 4 million. Okay, 4 million out of 7.2 billion people on the planet. You know, that was not a pandemic. That was a bad case of the flu. But the news did everything. You know, that's true. David says you can move to Florida. Yeah, I'm off my soapbox. Thank you very much. God bless you, Marshall. Keep me honest, buddy. I'm off my soapbox. I am. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Sarah's not here today because if she was here, she'd be whacking me on the head with a ruler saying, get out of that politics stuff, because that's it. That's right. It was only a problem if you happen to be one of them. And that's the case. We did know one or two people that, did die of COVID, but that's always sad anytime someone dies. But, when someone's 94 years old and they're sick and they fall asleep and that's it, how much can you ask for? The average age is 83 and you live 11 years past 83. That's not so bad, Maybe you want to be 120. The problem with living to be 120, you don't have any friends left. Byron Tucker's mentor, Tad, he's 105 now. His mind is still pretty good. His body's, fading pretty rapidly, but he doesn't have any of his friends left. He's got a few cousins and stuff, but all of his old friends have died many, many years ago. So he doesn't have anybody to, tell stories about, because they're all gone. And that's the fun part of doing this stuff. So let's remind ourselves that's where we are. Okay, now the $64 question is, where is gold going to go? And boys and girls, like I say in the trade, I will give you my best shot of what I'm looking at, and I'm hoping that it will be good enough. And oh, dear me. Are you kidding me? I don't have a gold chart in here? That's impossible. That has got to be totally impossible. I don't believe that. I don't have a gold chart. Wow. Let's switch over to silver here. Let's get silver. I just want to show you where we are here in silver. Silver and gold look pretty much the same thing. Wow. This poor old computer. Oh, my gosh. Okay, look at silver. We've hit the 61% retracement there at 25.71. We're still trading above that, but folks, we're in the 5th day of a 5-day rally, and we haven't had a rally that sick in a long time. So this is going to be interesting to see if we can pull down one more time, maybe down to $25 an ounce in silver. And the number that I'm looking at in the gold is closer to 1,734 an ounce is what I'm looking at in the gold market, as far as trying to pick out one of those lows where it could be a pretty good bottom. It did hold the 61% retracement for a few days and then went lower, so that usually tells us that we're heading back. Boy, I just hope I can make it through the next 20 minutes, because this computer is flashing, and it's I see it hanging on. I can see its fingernails right over the edge of the little monitor here, and they're just tingling, ready to let go. So hopefully they'll still be ready when we get back. If you have any questions, folks, this might be your last time. 877-927-6648.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks. I've been asked to post a chart of the crude oil. As you can see here, this is a, I believe it's an hourly chart. Let me double check here. Yep, it's an hourly chart. We made a higher high here on Sunday at 74.45, taking out the old high, which was 74.25. That was also if you like ABCD, and we like ABCDs, we went right up to it, exactly to the number. 74.47 was supposed to be the high, and we got to 74.45. That's close enough for government work. But what's so important right now, folks, is that we are setting right at the 78% level. I mean, just spot on, just hit it a little while ago. Let's just redo this, because this is how, because if crude oil gets any lower than 72.70, this thing is going to break like a wounded duck. And the wounded ducks, they can break really hard, as we know. Let's take a look at this one here. You'll be able to see that the 78% level coming off of the Thursday low at the 24th, that came in at 72.25. We dropped $1.50 this morning, folks, after that high was made. You know, it's after the high was made, it went sideways for just about 5 hours, hovering at the 61% retracement at 74, and then bada bing, bada boom, you looked around and it dropped all the way to 72.75. When we get below 72.70, folks, we're going at least down to 70.95. It's going to make that, I don't think would be any problem at all, because that's just a 1.618 expansion. So I think if we pay attention to that, we will get a little bit better idea of what's going on. The main thing that this old cowboy's looking at today is what's going to happen if the NASDAQ makes a top in here sometime in the next hour or two and starts to pull down. I mean, is it going to hold up the S&P and the Dow Jones and stuff, or will they be pulled down a little bit more? I don't know. And this, folks, we have Tom on because he does numbers. Like he said, he didn't know if this was a cycle or not. He just knows that it's a number 72. It's a 72-day cycle, 72-week cycle, and he's looked at it. He's got six examples of it over the last 20 years. Most of them have been pretty much spot on. And if you add it with a few other things, then it's something that he can use, and that's what he does. I mean, he doesn't try to, make things really super. You're not looking at any oscillators or anything like that. I mean, he's just looking at the cycle that may or may not happen, and he's watching market reaction to it. If he was looking, and remember, he did this work on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. If he was looking at this with the NASDAQ, he would have tapioca all over his face. But he was looking at the Dow Jones Industrial. We got a little caller here we'd like to hear your story of how you met. Oh, how I met Tom Hugard. Yeah, this is good. Tom Hugard, 2004, Las Vegas, Nevada. Mark Douglas and I, Rich Anderson, we all went to Vegas because Bryce was giving a live trading webinar, not live trade, we didn't have any webinar, a live trading program for Friday, live trading, and then teaching Saturday and Sunday. And we came in on Wednesday night to visit other friends and stuff. So we traded up in the room on Thursday, and then Friday morning we got down there at 6 o'clock in the morning. And Rich Anderson came up to me and he said, I don't believe Bryce is going to make the call this morning. He said because they were coming in at 5 o'clock, and he said they were a little under the weather, if you can imagine what that was. So Mark said to me, so, well, here's the gauntlet, get up there and do it. So Mark and I introduced the crowd, and he gave a little speech for about probably half an hour. And then so we started to trade, and I was just doing my little ABCD stuff, and it turned out to be really good. We had a really good day trading. We had a few losses, but we had some really good ones. And so we got everything done around noon. Bryce came in and he didn't know what to do because, he was still a little hungover, but he finished up. We finished up the day around 3 o'clock, and then we all went out for a dinner. And then he didn't have anything to drink for the next few days, and he taught the next 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. But at the end of that day, Tom Hugard, just a young guy, he's only he's 30 then. And he came up and he said, I want to learn this. He said, I want to go back to Tucson with you. And I said, well, I've already got, Mark and I are already in the car. So as he came back with us, and he ended up spending a week with me, and we became friends. And then we did seminars. Oh my gosh, we've done back and forth across the continent, quite a few of them. He was running city indexes thing. He was on CNBC in Europe every morning, and he was really good. He's very personable, and he's a great speaker. So we became friends and stuff like that. But he's been to Tucson here 3 or 4 times, and I was able to introduce him to he was always wanting to meet the market wizards, and I knew a bunch of them. So we went around meeting some of the market wizards, and that was one of the other trips that we did. But he spent some time here. He spent a good 3 or 4 days with Mark Douglas here too, because he saw the importance of the psychology of what Mark was doing, and just the way that we did things here. But that's how I met Tom Hugard, and I met his whole family and everything. So that's basically how we did it. Anyway, that's pretty much what we're watching here. Anyway, about Dennis Gartman, Dennis has been around for a long time. I've known him 30 some years, and people really were bad mouthing him on the tube, and the fact that he was just turned bullish on, and he might be right. This might be a breakout. I don't know if it is or not. I have no idea, but the fact that he did something, I mean, that he made a comment. Everybody's wrong. Nobody's right all the time, for heaven's sake. Look at that guy. What was his name that was so bearish? The Tesla. Jim Chanos. But he was bearish Tesla when it was $20 a share or something. And it's gone to what, over 1,000 or something like that. A lot of people are wrong. The question is, don't stay wrong. That's the main thing. Just get out of the way. And I'm sure he did. He got out of the way a long time ago. The pain gets so bad sometimes that you have to get out. Yeah, well, my Toshiba is pretty much history. I can tell you that, Marshall. I got 12 minutes to go with it, Bubba. And then she's going to La La Land, and I'm going to be moving over to the Dell. Hopefully it's going to be today. If you don't get, I did something special for you guys that belong to 24/7. I've got a special report coming on the grains. It's a long-term old crop, new crop report. I believe we're going to be ready to the second part of this bull market. Will be coming pretty soon, so I'm getting that ready right now, and I'll have that ready as soon as my computer's running. I hope I'll have it done by Wednesday of this week, so you'll be getting that in the mail if you're a 24/7 subscriber, or if you're a student, you'll be able to that. Yeah, my ceremony is not going to be much. I'm just going to turn it off and say goodnight to it, because it's been a pretty good machine, and pretty good machine is the understatement of the year. It's the best laptop I've ever had. It's one of those Game Boy jobs. It's the trouble is when you travel with it, which I haven't traveled much in a year and a half, it's pretty heavy. My new Dell cost 1/4 the cost of this, and it also does everything that this thing will do for 1/4 the cost, and it weighs 1/3 the weight. It weighs only 4 pounds. And the little power cord thing, it looks like a shaving kit. I mean, it's really not very much. Holy moly, guacamole! We got the time coming up for a break. 877-927-6648. We will have someone coming to our help here in just a minute to give us a few breaks, and then we'll get back to a couple of these things to look at. We'll be right back, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Markets can rise and fall like the tides. Subscribe to Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, and you too can ride the wave. Basil Chapman is an authority in technical analysis. His Chapman Wave trading system has been helping traders identify trends and capitalize on momentum in the markets since 1984. TFNN invites you to test Basil's proprietary Chapman Wave trading methodology with a monthly subscription to the Opening Call newsletter for only $149. Your subscription to the Opening Call comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, as well as daily market updates on key indexes, stocks, and commodities. Ride the wave! Sign up for the Opening Call risk-free today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. This is Steve Rhodes. Stay tuned for another great hour of the Trader's Edge, heard here at TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, I posted the 4-hour chart of the euro over the past 3 or 4 weeks. You notice we had that 135 pattern up there at that 122 level. We've now had a 382 retracement down here to 119.60. We're looking for it to get down to about 118.10. I imagine it'll be sometime late this week, early next week. We got this holiday coming up, which is always a big thing. By the way, that's one of the things that Larry Williams is going to be talking about is the bias for July 4th trading. So that's something you want to keep in mind for tomorrow's show. And then again, Tim Bost on Wednesday. We have John Jameson on Thursday. Friday, I will not be here. I have to do a little bit of traveling. It's a 4-day weekend. I have to go to California to say goodbye to someone. And anyway, that's pretty much what we're looking at over the next few days. Watch this euro, folks. It's going to be really important down here at the 118 level, because if the euro gets below 118, you don't have to worry about the dollar collapsing, because the dollar is going to be screaming, and it's acting very bullish. The little pullback that we had in the U.S. dollar was very, very meager. I mean, just not much to watch. So the other thing to pay attention to is if the NASDAQ starts to fail the last hour and a half to 2 hours of the day, I think it's going to drag down the S&P, the Russell, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, because it's been weak. Those have been weak all day, and then when the strength of the big market gives up, it makes the other ones look even weaker. So those are a few of the things that we want to be watching here. We're making a low here at 42.67. Nothing in the S&P going on right now. So that's what we have on board for this week. And if you have any questions, have them ask him in tomorrow. Larry Williams will be here, and we'll do the best we can to keep him happy, because he is really thinking about becoming a regular twice a month, which would he's really got some great stuff, folks. And it's doesn't work all the time, but nothing does. So we'll have him on and give him some great stuff. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless, and say goodbye to Mr. Toshiba. He's on his way out.
Building wealth